Welcome to SolveBase YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discuss about the SQL interview questions 1 to 10. So whatever the questions I have posted in my LinkedIn profile, I'm going to explain you today. The first question is, what is the default isolation for the SQL Server? So there are some isolation levels in SQL Server. So you guys already know what all isolation levels are. So SQL Server follows ACID properties. We have some ACID properties in SQL Server. He is nothing but Domesticity. So is consistency. Is nothing but isolation levels. Yes, durability. So these are the acid properties. So isolation level is one of the acid properties. We have different isolation levels like read committed, read uncommitted, serializable, snapshot. So there are other isolation levels as well. But what is a default isolation level? We can see here. See, I shade the answers as well. See here. First, go to the tools and then options, then query execution. There, have to select the option SQL Server Advanced. There you can see the isolation level option. Just let me go to this options, query execution, SQL Server Advanced. Here you can see the transaction isolation level. If you do not select any of the isolation level, by default it will take a read committed. Otherwise, you can change that isolation level as well, but default it will be like read committed. Okay? You can change that one as well. See here, this is the path where you can see this transaction isolation level. You can change it as well. And this is the query, DBCC command to see what is the isolation level that the SQL Server has. The second question, which security role is needed to kill the process in a SQL Server? We have different security roles we have, right? You can see here, server roles, bulk admin, DB creator, disk admin, process admin. There are different server roles are there. What is exactly an access? I mean, which security role is needed to kill the process? It is process admin. The process admin can kill the sessions. Let me create one login for you. I'm just trying to create a login here. Let me give the name as access admin 1. I'm giving the password. Access admin. Access admin is kind of database level role. So process admin. So I have given the role process admin. The passwords are not matched. So I have created a login. Let me enter into the SQL Server with the new login which was I created. Process admin. So admin one, right? Yeah. See what I can do. I cannot see any SQL Server agent. cannot access any other databases. What I can do is can just kill the sessions. So to see what are the sessions are running on the server, it is a query sp underscore into active. You can see all the active transactions which are running on the server. See here, and we can kill the sessions as well. Let me kill any one of the session. I'm trying to kill 60. Kill 60. Yes, I can able to kill the session. But there is an exception. We cannot kill the system sessions. Just remember that we cannot kill system sessions or background sessions. We can call it as. Let's try it. Kill 7. Only user process can be killed. And another one, we cannot kill our own sessions. See, I'm in 64 session. I'm trying to kill. Cannot kill our own sessions. I'm just trying to kill my own session. That is 64. So you cannot use kill to kill your own process. Okay. So process admin can kill the sessions, but there is an exception. He cannot kill his own session and the system sessions. Okay. 1 to 50 are system sessions. Above 50 are user defined sessions. Okay. The same thing I have given the screenshots in it. Third one. Which authentication type is more secure in SQL Server and why? So we have two authentication types we have in SQL Server. One is Windows authentication and another one is mixed authentication, which is having Windows plus SQL. So just consider as we have two authentication modes, Windows authentication and the SQL authentication. So which is the most secure? I think Windows authentication is more secure when compared to the SQL authentication. Why? What are the reasons? See, the encrypted server authentication login password must be passed over the network at the time of connection. So there is a chance of hacking the password if you are using the SQL authentication. When it is Windows authentication, there is no need of password, right? So that's why Windows authentication is more secure. And one more thing, whoever have this user ID and password, they can enter into the SQL Server. Multiple users can enter into the SQL Server with the same ID and password. But in case of Windows authentication, we don't have any password actually. Understand it? So that's why Windows authentication is more secure. What is the default port number for SQL Server? The default port number for SQL Server is 1433. So this is the default one, but still you can change the default port number as well. Let's go to this SQL Server native client configuration in SQL Server Configuration Manager. Click on TCP/IP properties. Here there is a default port 1433. You can change that as well. There is the next question. Can we change the default port number? Yes, we can change the default port number. Right. The path is this SQL Server network configuration, protocols for MS SQL Server, TCP/IP properties. Here you can change the port number here. Sixth question. Can we read the mirror database in SQL Server? As you already know, the secondary database in mirroring always in a restoring mode. So in restoring mode, we cannot read the database. So the answer is no, we cannot read the database from the secondary in mirroring. There is an exception. We can read the database from the secondary by taking the database snapshot. If you can take the database snapshot, then we can read the database from the secondary. There is an exception. The traditional answer is no. Okay. Next. The maximum size of the database log file that can view. Actually, we can see the database size Whenever we create any new database, the data file size and log file size should be 8. Actually, the minimum is 8 actually. The default sizes are 8 MB, 8 MB. This is the initial size. So whenever the auto growth is enabled, the data file can grow when it is full, and the log file is also can grow when it is reaches to 100%. Okay. But what is the maximum size a log file can grow? That is 2 TB. A log file can grow up to 2 TB. Okay. If it comes to the data file, that is a 64 TB. So answer is 2 TB. That's why you can see the default value here. It is a 2 TB. That means it can grow up to 2 terabyte. You can check if you want to. 097152. 1024. See, that's 2 terabyte, 2000 GB. That is nothing but 2 terabyte. So this is the maximum size of a log file that can grow. Next question. How many system databases do we have in the SQL Server? The total is 6, but the thing is, whenever we install the SQL Server, we can see only 4 system databases. Those are master, model, MSDB, and TMDB. The 4. So whenever we configure the replication, there is a distribution database will be created, and that is used in a replication process. And there is another database which we cannot see, that is a resource database. That we can call it as hidden and read-only database. Okay. So total we have 6 system databases. Some people say that distribution is not a system database. But yes, it is a system database. You can say it as a system database since it is created under the system databases. It's not wrong if we can say it is a system database. So we can say it is 6. Even though we can see only 5 system databases, we have 6 system database. There is other system database that we cannot see it. That is a resource database. Ninth question. What is the maximum size of the database in SQL Server Express Edition? So we have different edition in SQL Server. Enterprise edition, standard edition, developer edition, express edition. There are some limitations for every edition based on the cost. So there is an express edition which has a lot of limitations. So the database size is only 10 GB that it can grow. Actually, the size is 524 petabytes for enterprise edition, for all other editions. But it comes to the express edition, it is only 10 GB. Okay, so this is the table that I have got from the Microsoft article. So enterprise edition, it is 524 petabytes. Standard also it is 524. Web edition also 524 petabytes. But express edition, the maximum size of the database that can grow it is 10 GB. And the last question. In which system database login information contain? Every system database that can hold some important information regarding the SQL Server. For master is it stores logins information and all other information as well. Okay, if you expand the system tables, you can see sys.xp underscore login info that can store all the logins information. That's why if the master database is corrupted, you cannot even enter into the SQL Server because all the logins information stores in master database only. So these are the 10 questions that I have posted in my LinkedIn profile. If you want to download this document, you can go to my profile and you can download it from here. In my next video, I'll explain 10 to 11 questions. So, thanks for watching. Thank you.